Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to this session on Python Full Stack. Welcome to the session on Python Full Stack. What are the important technologies you have to learn to become a Python Full Stack developer? Participants, if you want to become a Python Full Stack, what are the skill sets you have to gain? What are the full sets you have? What are the skill sets you have to gain? The first most important point, if you're aiming for a full stack developer, you have to have a strong understanding on UI technologies. Am I right? That is step one. You have to have a strong understanding on UI technologies. Once you have good understanding on UI technologies, you should have good knowledge and understanding in one programming language, obviously as it is Python. So next step you have to learn Python programming. We'll be learning the complete Python programming. Okay, that is because every full stack developer applications should need a programming language. So we will be working on Python full stack. So you have to learn the second step as Python language. Correct. You are right, Sneha. Once you know the language, just by using a language, you cannot build a web enterprise applications. You have to depend on framework. Participants, you have to depend on framework. Framework is nothing but a group of libraries, packages, which helps the developers to develop the application. Framework is a group of libraries and packages which helps to develop the application using Python. Especially for Python, there is a framework called Django framework. Okay, correct. We have a framework called Django framework. D is silent, you have to pronounce it as Django. Django framework is used along with the programming language to build enterprise level applications. Next, you should also have an understanding on how the data is handled and managed at the database level. And the most preferred database is MongoDB with respect to Python full stack. So we'll be learning MongoDB. If you know UI, if you know one programming language, if you know the framework, if you know the database, now you are now called as a full stack developer. You are called as a full stack developer. Am I clear? Any questions in understanding the skill sets? Raise your hand. Any questions in understanding whatever the points which are required to become a full stack developer? If you're not having still clarity, raise your hand. We'll have an interaction. Yes. Praveen Kumar, your question, please.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
For Django framework, it is mentioned as a synchronous and asynchronous framework. So in synchronous, it is showing Django, sir, and asynchronous, different like Sonic and few other frameworks like
the most preferred frameworks now is synchronous frameworks. Okay, and Django is also comes under synchronous frameworks. Okay, so synchronous framework will help in easy communication between the backend layer, the database layer, and the programming language. Okay, so that is advantage. Clear, Praveen?
Yeah, understood.
Perfect. Any questions? Step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. And we are starting step 1 today, UI technologies. If full stack, you have to have a strong understanding on designing the user interface. My dear participants, you should have a strong understanding on designing the user interface. So coming to UI technologies, what are the skills you will be learning in step 1, that is in UI technologies? We start with HTML, my dear friends. We start with HTML because it is used as a front end, as a markup language, and then we proceed with the CSS, cascading style sheets. And then you should also learn one of the most important skill set of UI technologies, which is very frequently used in the interview, frequently asked in the interview, that is called as Bootstrap. Bootstrap framework is used for building beautiful user interface with respect to using CSS and using HTML CSS. Bootstrap is nothing but the CSS library. Once you have a strong understanding on Bootstrap, then we will learn about JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript is learned in the part of UI and then document object model DOM. So once you cover all these skill sets, then this using all these skills will be you will be perfectly designing the user interface. So these skill sets are coming under UI technologies. Clear about this? So what are the points we'll be learning in the UI course? Okay, so this is just the beginning of the Python full stack. My dear participants, Python full stack are hugely in demand because there are very less number of resumes. Participants, you will find resumes only specialized in Python programming. You find resumes only on Django framework. But if you have an XP resume which is having all these skill sets, then your resumes will have your resume will have huge number of calls. You'll get more number of interview calls, and if you properly answer whatever we are learning in our training sessions, if you perfectly learn whatever I'm teaching, if you perfectly practice with focus, if you perfectly understand from my end, I make sure that I perfectly teach with good quality and clarity. Okay, so if you are able to practice, if you learn Python, if you learn Django framework, and after that MongoDB followed with UI, if you are having all these skill sets, then you can easily get a Python full stack role. Python full stack role is very huge in demand. Clear about this? Any questions? Any more questions? You want to have a discussion, my dear participants? Please raise your hand. Are you all ready in the journey to become a Python full stack developer? Perfect. Yes, Sneha. What is your question? We cannot hear you, Sneha. Yes, we can hear you now.
Am I audible?
Yes, it is audible.
Okay. Sunil, I have two questions. First is will you be helping us with some mock interviews and some projects at the end of this training?
Correct. Okay. By the time we start Django framework, okay, Sneha, by the time we start Django framework, when we get into the core concepts of Django framework, we'll be using Python language in new Django framework. We'll be using UI concepts, whatever we have learned in the Django framework. And then we'll be building meaningful applications. We'll have some demo projects also, Sneha. So those projects you can showcase in your resume. You can mention that these are the points, these are the points. This was a client requirement and we have built using the Django framework and we have satisfied the client. So that's how you can project your work experience. Yes, those kind of meaningful case studies will be covered.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. And will some people from your team will be guiding for interview?
No. We help in resume preparation.
Okay.
Okay, in the resume preparation, you'll get a sample resumes. So we will provide you sample resumes. You'll understand how can you have to read those sample resumes, pick up the points whichever you feel comfortable and create your own resume. That is first step. Okay. And then we also provide some case studies. You have to understand that case studies, practice that, and you can mention that in the interview. Next, after MongoDB, you will have an external demo project, external person explaining about the real-time project from an external person. Okay, so even that will help you in case if you're mentioning some experience, you may have some gap. All of the participants may not be appearing for freshers. You may have some gap, maybe you may be having 2 years or 3 years of gap. So those kind of projects and workshops, whatever we will be covering as part of the course, that will help you to fill that gap and get the confidence so that you can easily clear the interview. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Srikanth, good morning. How are you doing, Srikanth? You are now allowed to unmute.
Yeah. Good morning, Sunil.
Good morning.
Yeah. Myself, actually, I'm following your all the classes. Actually, AWS followed by DevOps. Yeah, MongoDB followed by Python. Actually, so I want full stack developer.
Have you attended Python also?
Python just now started actually.
Yeah.
So this is the first time. So I'm
Okay.
enrolled for.
Correct.
So this is in Python file handling and these
Correct.
threads, multi-threading, and these also included.
Yes, it is included. Yes, complete
Oh.
Python course is included. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We'll be a little bit fast on UI because UI is
Mhm.
easy to understand and it is
Okay.
simple.
Mhm.
So we'll be a little bit fast. I'll be training a little bit fast on the UI technologies, and then we jump into Python very soon.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Sunil.
Thanks, Srikanth.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
you're working currently, or do you have any work?
Right now, I'm not working. So last year, so I worked for one company in Bangalore itself. So
Okay.
on AWS and DevOps. So it is more because your training helped me. So because I want to turn my journey towards this
Full
data
stack.
science and full stack, either Python full stack or this
Data
data science.
science.
So
This
for
will
this,
help for data science also. This
yeah.
knowledge will help in data science also. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the
Thanks.
best, Srikanth.
Yeah. Thank you.
Upgrading skills, learning is one of the most important point, especially for the participants who are in the IT industry. Any more questions? Do you have any clarity? Do you have any clarifications? Okay. Perfect. So let's move on. So as this is a new batch, and yesterday I had an introduction about what is front-end framework and what is back-end framework. Once you get into the practicals, you'll understand how exactly the front-end plays and how exactly the back-end application should be developed. Once you'll understand clearly once you get into the core concepts. Okay. So let me start the first step of Python full stack, my dear participants. Let me start the first, let's proceed into the first step of Python full stack learning, that is called as UI technologies. That is called as UI technologies. So in the UI technologies, the first most important basic component what we have to learn is HTML. I'll be a little fast, my dear friends. Okay, because take the advantage of recorded sessions. Okay, because every session is recorded, unlike classroom training. There is no in classroom training. The disadvantage is that there is no concept of for listening the lecture one more time. But here, in case of online training, take the advantage of listening and repeating the concepts. You will get the notes every session, whatever we'll be using. Obviously, there will be a lot of notes in Python and Django framework. We'll be sharing the materials and the day-to-day notes, which will be used as part of a training course. Let's move ahead to the first part of UI technologies, that is called as learning about HTML. About HTML, look at this. Participants, what does HTML stands for? Hypertext Markup Language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So markup language helps for developing user interfaces. It is one of the most important building blocks for web application. Any web application. You may be building a web application using Python full stack. You may build web application using Django full stack. You may build web application using Mean full stack, Mern full stack. There are a lot of tools which are used for building web applications. Finally, the end page will be a HTML page. Whatever you are able to see it in a browser is nothing but a HTML page, my dear friends. You may build the application using Java, but what the end user will look at the application over the browser is nothing but HTML page. Am I clear? I'll give a simple example. I want to open this website, spicejet.com. I want to book tickets. We all know we have a flight called SpiceJet. I want to open the spicejet.com. I just want to tell you that can you see? We have a website, spicejet.com. Clear? Clear about this? So these kind of websites you can develop using Python full stack framework, or you can develop using Django, or you can develop using .NET framework. You can develop using Mern full stack, whatever it is. But the final results, this is nothing but a HTML page. If you want, I'll show you. Look at this. Right click on any place. I'm showing view page source. My dear participants, view page source. Please have a look at this. What is you're getting? Are you getting HTML head? Okay, and the last line will be end of HTML. The last line will be end of HTML. The point what I want to tell you is that you may develop web applications on any technology. Finally, participants, it results in a HTML page. So that is the reason I just want to tell you the importance of HTML. The most important, one of the most important building block of a web application is the HTML, because finally the result is a HTML page. The purpose of the HTML is to define the page structure. A web application is nothing but collection of web pages. Agree, my dear participants? Web application is nothing but collection of web pages. Every web page is nothing actually HTML page. Every web page you are looking, every web page you are looking is a HTML page. Clear about this? Okay. Now, can we create our own HTML pages? My dear friends, there's no prerequisite because we are learning from scratch. Participants, this training is not having any prerequisite because we are starting from scratch. We are starting with the first step called as UI technologies. And for UI technologies, there is no prerequisite. So participants, don't be under the impression that you are from non-IT background, nothing. There is no prerequisite because we are learning right from the scratch to the advanced level where you will be called as a Python full stack developer. The purpose, if you want to create a HTML page, first point you have to understand that the HTML page will have two parts. Okay, HTML page will have two parts. Let's say this is your HTML page. Let's say this is your HTML page. Let's say this is the HTML page. HTML page will have two parts, my dear friends. The first part is called as HTML head. The first part is called HTML head. The second part is called as HTML body. So if, my dear developers, if you are creating a HTML page, your HTML page will also have two parts. Your HTML page, every HTML page will have two parts. Spicejet.com, I have just shown you, right? Let's look at the page source. You can see I'm looking at the page source. View page source. So what are you getting? HTML, and this is what part? Head part. And last, it will end with HTML body. Are you understanding? Let me scroll down. And finally, it ends with HTML body. Look at the last thing. I just want to prove you, participants. Okay, this is end of script. Okay, this is end of script. And before the script, there'll be end of body. There'll be end of body. So can you see that the point that I want to tell you is that HTML will have two parts. One is HTML head, the other one is HTML body. The other one is HTML body. So every HTML page will have two sections, two parts. One is HTML head, the other one is HTML body. What information you have to mention in HTML body? You have to mention about the description of the page, the title of the page, who created this particular page, keywords which help in performing search engine optimization. If anybody searches like, I want to book flight tickets, using these keywords you have mentioned in the head part, so that particular website will be shown in the Google browser. Are you understanding? So these all you have to mention it. These all you have to mention it in the HTML head. The title of the page, the description of the page. If you want author, who is creating the page. If I am creating the page, I can mention author as my name, and the keywords for this particular page, which is helping in Google search engine. So all this you have to mention in the HTML head. Next, coming to body, and as I told you, we can also provide links to the CSS files and JavaScript, as we will be learning JavaScript. How can we link the JavaScript to the HTML page? How can we link the CSS file? All this we have to do it at the head. You'll understand when we start about CSS or when we start about JavaScript. Now, coming to body, the content which you want to display to the end user. What you want to display to the end user? Do you want to display a button? Do you want to display a heading? Do you want to display a form? Whatever you want to display, do you want to create a link? Do you want to display image? So whatever you want to show it to the end user, that should be the part of HTML body. Clear? So every HTML page, my dear participants, every HTML page will have two sections. One is HTML head, the other one is HTML body. Got it? Perfect. Today we'll get into practice. Okay. So let's create a first HTML page, my dear friends. So why to delay? Let's go ahead and create a first HTML page. Point is, HTML page will have HTML tags. A HTML page is collection of HTML tags. Every HTML page, my dear friends, every HTML page starts with the tag HTML. Starts with the tag HTML. This is how to create a tag. The syntax of creating a tag is less than symbol, followed with the tag name, followed with the greater than symbol. This is the HTML tag. A HTML page is collection of HTML tags. And how you want to manage your content using these tags. Every HTML page should start with HTML tag and ends with HTML tags. This is the ending tag. This is the ending tag. My dear participants, this is the beginning tag. This is the beginning tag, and this is the end of HTML page. You may have questions, Sunil, how to identify which is the beginning tag, which is the ending tag. Ending tag will have the special symbol slash. Participants, ending tag will have the special symbol slash. So this is the HTML beginning tag, this is the HTML ending tag. As I have just mentioned, how many parts your HTML page will have? Two parts. One is HTML head and HTML body. This is the head part. Can you see here? This is the head part. HTML head starts with the head tag and ends with the head tag. And this is the ending tag. Whatever you write it in slash, that is nothing but the ending tag. Clear? This is the heading part. Right now, the heading is empty. I'm not specifying any information in the heading. That's okay. In the heading, you will mention the keywords. I don't want to mention the keywords. I don't want to mention the title. I just want to have an empty heading. That's okay. And coming to the second part, what is the second part of HTML page? The second part of HTML page is HTML body. How does body starts with? The body starts with the keyword, the tag called body tag. And where is the ending of the body tag? Then this is the ending of the data tag. So every tag, as of now, what is your experience is, every tag is having a ending tag. Every tag, this is the body beginning tag, ending tag. This is the HTML heading tag and the ending tag. This is head tag and ending tag. Beginning tag and end tag. End tag will have slash. So in the body, in the HTML body, what I'm writing, whatever you write it in the HTML body, what did I mention? The content which I want to show it to the end user, I want to show this content as my name is Sunil. I want to show my name as a web page to you. So I want to show my name is Sunil. So that's what I'm writing in the HTML body. So this is the body tag. So what is the end of the body tag? Right now, body tag is having only one line of code that is called as HTML body. End of HTML. That's it. This is my first HTML page. This is my first HTML page. Next point. What should be the file extension? What should be the file extension? Every HTML page should be saved with extension .html. Like how Word document we save it with .docx. Like PowerPoint file we save it with extension .pptx. Like text file, a normal text file, we save it with extension .txt. Similarly, what is the file extension? The file should be saved with extension .html. Okay, so what I'll do, my dear participants, what I'll do in my laptop, in my D drive, okay, I create a new folder with the name 11 AM examples. Correct. In D drive, I have created a folder with today's session timing 11 a.m. which we started. In this particular D drive 11 a.m. folder, I want to save the HTML page. I want to save my HTML page. First, let's create the HTML page. So I open a fresh notepad file, and I already have the code ready with me. Am I right, friends? I already have the code ready with me. So this is the beginning of HTML, and this is the end of HTML. Copy this, paste it. Copy this and paste it. Perfect. So this is the HTML head. This is the HTML. This is the HTML tag. This is the end of HTML. Am I right? This is the beginning, and this is the end of the HTML head. The HTML head observation is empty. Coming to body, this is the body tag beginning. This is the body tag ending. You can have spaces, it does not make a difference. I'm writing just my name as Sunil, and I want to save this file. Go to file, save as. Where I want to save that file? In D drive. I have created a folder with the name 11 a.m. examples. In that particular folder, what should be the file extension? It should not be text file, my dear friends. It should not be text file. So please change the type as all files. Not should by default it shows text file because we are using Notepad. Change it to all files, and file name can be anything. I am naming it as something like hello.html. What is the important point of observation? The file extension should be .html. Save it. I'm done with creating my first HTML page. This is my first HTML page. My dear participants, can you see the file name is hello.html? You can see my file name is hello.html. Where did I save it? I have saved it in E drive 11 a.m. This is the hello.html page. Perfect. My dear friends, I'm done with creating my first HTML page. The name of the HTML page is hello.html. It is having two parts, HTML head and HTML body. In the body, I have mentioned my name as Neil. Okay. How to run the HTML page? How do you run the HTML page? We always, obviously, HTML pages for web applications. And how do we access web applications? How do you access websites? How do you access Book My Show application? So these are all web applications: SpiceJet application, PayPal application, IRCTC application. So these are all web applications. So how do you access these applications? Over the internet using the browser. So you have to access the HTML page using the browser. The page is ready with me. So what I'll do, I right click on this page, and I want to open with any browser you want. You can open with Firefox browser, or I want to open with the Google Chrome browser, whichever you feel comfortable, you can open it. So let me open the Google Chrome browser. I have opened my first HTML page in the Google Chrome browser. You can see in the address bar, it is now what file is open, hello.html is opened, and whatever the content I have shown it in the HTML body. What is the content I have mentioned in the HTML body? My name is Sunil. The content is displayed. We have created my first HTML page. Am I clear? Please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in showing you how to create a HTML page? HTML page is collection of HTML tags. My dear friends, HTML page is collection of HTML tags. What is the important point of observation? Every tag is having an ending tag. This is the beginning of HTML head. This is the end of HTML head. Okay, HTML tag, and we have a body tag. And most important point, whatever you write it in the body, that is displayed. Whatever you write it in the body, that is perfectly displayed. Perfect. So any questions? Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so we are done with creating my first HTML page. Page can be anything. Next. Next. I have saved the file. Yes, I have opened the files. Is HTML tags case sensitive? You may have a question. Sunil, HTML, shall I write it in small capital letters? Right now, I'm writing it in small letters. Can I write it in capital letters? Will it work? For example, HTML. I'm writing first two letters as, let's say I'm writing all the HTML in capital letters. Ending tag also, I'm writing it in capital letters. Coming to head, I'm writing only first two letters as capital letters. Coming to body, ending tag, I'm writing it in capital letters. So few, I'm using the multiple cases. HTML, I'm writing in heading capital case, and title also, I mean, head, I'm writing few letters in uppercase. Now, do I get any error? The most important point is, do I get any error? So open, I have modified the page, and I will refresh the website. I will be refreshing the web page. Is the page perfectly being displayed? Yes. So what is the important point? You can write the tags. The tags, you can write it in uppercase. You can also write it in lowercase. It does not make any difference. First point. HTML code, you can write it in uppercase. You can also write it in lowercase. You can also write it in mixed case. It does not make any difference. What is the file extension? Participants, what is the file extension? The file extension is .html. Let's move on. What is the title of the page? Did I mention any title? Did I mention any title for this particular page? This page is not having title. This page is not having title. You may have a question, Sunil, what do you mean by title? You may have a question, Sunil, what do you mean by title? If you look at this website, spicejet.com, in the address, in the web tab, can you see SpiceJet flight booking for domestic? Are you getting some information? This is called as title. This is called, whatever you are seeing it in the tab, that is called as title, my dear friends. This is called as title. Every website will have a title. Okay. Fairsend.in. This is the title, can you see? Fairsend peer-to-peer lending platform. This is the title. Every website, every page is good to have a title. So did we mention any title in our web page? We have not mentioned any title. If you don't mention any title, what is displayed? The page name will be displayed hello.html. I don't want hello.html here. I want to display it as my first page. Title, what should be the title? The title what I want is my first page. So this is what the title I want. The title what I want is as my first page as the title. So if you want to create a title, is the title part of HTML head or body? My dear friends, is the title part of HTML head or body? So it is a part of HTML header. Okay, title is always about the page. You are explaining about the page which is part of it. Head. So right now head is empty. As you can see, my dear friends, the head is empty. I have not created any title. I want to create a title. Title can be created by using title tag. I will be creating title tag. Every HTML tag starts with less than symbol. So this is the title tag and this is the ending of the title tag. So this is the beginning of the title tag and this is the ending of the title tag. Between this, I will be mentioning title as my first page is the title what I'm mentioning, and I am saving my title. I have saved my title. Perfect. Let me, participants, let me refresh this particular HTML page. I have added the new thing called title. As you can see here, I hope you have observed title is part of HTML head. As I have added the title, let me go to the browser and refresh the same page. What is the change you have to observe? You have to observe that the content is the same. My name is Sunil, because we have not made any changes in the HTML body. We have made changes in the title, where the title will be reflecting. The title will be reflecting at this particular location. Please look at the title now. I am refreshing the page. Are you getting the title, my dear friends? Please respond in the chat box. I hope I'm very clear in explaining you what is title. Generally, every page will have title. So we have shown you how to create a title for the HTML pages. Let's say you want one more content. My name is Sunil and I want to have, I'm from Hyderabad. So whatever you write it in the HTML body, participants, whatever you write it in the HTML body, that will be as it is displayed. So the new thing what I have introduced is title. The new thing what I have introduced is title. Next, I want to help you. Let's say I want one more line. This is my name is Sunil. I won't repeat the same thing. My name is Sunil second time. Participants, are you understanding? Participants, are you understanding? How many times I have mentioned my name is Sunil in the body? 2 times. As you have mentioned 2 times, you will get it in the 2 times. What is the important point of observation? Especially learners, you thought that you get it in the next line. You thought that you get it in the next line. No, it's not the case. You can see, don't think that if you write it in the next line, you get it in the next line. There is no importance for spacing. Let's say in the second line, I have given some additional spacing. Now refresh. Is there any importance for the saving my spacing? There is no importance for this empty spacing in the HTML language. Clear? Clear about this? Okay. So I have mentioned my name as Sunil. Okay. So 2 times. So I'm getting it 2 times. Next. Now the point is, I will be including the first line in a heading tag. Now I am introducing you. So where is our agenda, my dear friends? So you now know what is HTML. HTML is a markup language. Structure of the HTML is having two parts. One is HTML head, the other one is HTML body. Creating the first HTML page. Creating the first HTML page. We also have learned how can we write a title in a title. How can we create a title for the HTML page? Comments I'm showing you. Before showing comments, I just want to show you a heading tag. Now what I'm showing you is a heading tag. Heading tag is used for creating headings. Okay, so H1 is called as a heading tag, and this is the end of heading tag. Okay, every tag is having an ending tag as per our experience. This is the beginning tag and this is the ending tag. I want to show my first line as heading. Participants, I want to show my first line as heading. So I will be including this first line in the heading tag, and this is the end of. This is the end of heading tag. This is the beginning of the heading tag. And there are two lines. One line I'm writing it in the heading tag, and one line without any tag, normal. My name is Sunil. Now refresh the page. Now refresh the page. Heading will be displayed. What is this? This is called as heading. Sometimes you want to show heading as a bigger text. Heading is for this kind of headings. When you want some headings in your web page, then please include whatever you write it in the heading. Automatically the rest of the line, you'll get it in the new line. Participants, am I clear? What is the heading tag? H1 is the heading tag. H1 is the heading tag. Can I also place the second one in H2? H1, there'll be two headings. How many headings I am mentioning here? Two headings I am mentioning. So refresh. Are you getting two headings? Perfect. Okay. So what is your heading tag? There is H1 is the heading tag. There are total 6 heading tags. My dear friends, what I have used is H1. Similarly, we have one more heading tag called H2. We have heading tag called H3. Similarly, the last heading tag is H6. What is the difference between H1 and H2? What is the difference H1 and H6? What is this? Why are we having six types of heading tags? I'll show you. Look at this. I will show you all the 6 heading tags. This is H1. Second one is H2. H3. Heading 4. Heading 5. Heading 6. Save. Refresh the headings. Can you see? There are total 6 types of heading. Heading 1 is much more bigger, and heading 6 is the last one, which is smaller. There are different sizes of headings. Total, we have 6 headings. This is about headings. In case if you want some content to be shown as heading, please use heading tags. There are total 6 sizes: H1, H2, H3, H4, and H5 and H6. Perfect. Clear? Clear about this? Next, let's move on. How to write comments in a HTML page. How to write comments in a HTML page. Okay, I just want to write as, just for my reference. Okay, just for reference. This page is created on 11th October 2023. I want to just remember that when this page has been created. So this is what I have. If you write this, actually this will be displayed, right? Even if you write this, this will be displayed. Now, if I'm saving it, this will be displayed. This page is created. It is for my reference purpose. I don't want this to be considered as HTML code. I don't want this to be considered as HTML code. This is just for my reference line. If you don't want this to be considered as HTML code, any line, if you don't want it to be considered, then you have to write a comment. Then you have to write a comment. How to write comments? Less than, exclamation symbol, double hyphen, Okay. Less than exclamation symbol double hyphen followed with double hyphen greater than symbol. This is called as comments. Whatever you write it between these two tags, whatever you write, these are called how to write comments. This will be ignored and this will be not shown in the browser. As I have commented it, that is ignored. This line will be ignored by the browser. So whenever you want some information to be written as part of HTML code, or let's say task given by project leader or team leader or something like that, or any information based on the meeting date, this code is based on this file is created based on the meeting date happened on so and so. So this kind of reference purpose, if you want to write some lines which you want it not to be considered, in that case we have to write it as comments. Clear about this? This is how to write HTML comments. This is how to write HTML code. How many tags we have learned? We have learned HTML tag. We have learned HTML tag. We have learned the title tag. We have the heading tag. We have learned about HTML head, HTML body tag, and all the heading tags. Perfect. So all these we have learned. Every tag, how is it starting, my difference? Okay, every tag, what is syntax? Less than, greater than, between that you have to mention the tag. Clear about this? Any questions as of now? Participants, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. We are learning everything which will be very, very clear. Let's proceed. Paragraph. I want to write it as a paragraph. Group of lines is called as a paragraph, is it? Okay, look at this. Please observe. This is my HTML body. My dear participants, you know it. Whatever we write it in body, that is as it is displayed. You know it. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. I'm writing it in the HTML body. This is first line, this is second line, this is third line, this is fourth line. So as it is, those 4 lines will be shown. As it is, though I already have told you that if you write it in next line, don't think that you will get it in the next line, you get it in the same line. Now my requirement is line 1 and line 2, I want to represent as one paragraph. Participants, I want to represent line 1 and line 2 in one paragraph. I want to represent line 3 and 4th line in second paragraph. HTML body, I want to make it into 2 paragraphs. So we have a paragraph tag. For creating paragraphs, we have a paragraph tag. P stands for paragraph tag. And there will be end of the paragraph tag. Paragraph tag is for creating paragraph. Right now, how many paragraphs I want to create? 2 paragraphs. First paragraph and second paragraph. So very simple. So this is the paragraph beginning. So I write it as paragraph tag. My dear friends, are you understanding? This is the paragraph beginning. And this is the end of the first para. And second para beginning. Friends. And the end of the second paragraph. Sorry. Let me save it. Now, how many paragraphs I have divided my body? The complete body is actually 4 lines of code. First 2 lines I have created as one paragraph. This is the beginning of the paragraph. This is the end of the paragraph. Line 3 and line 4, I have made it as one more paragraph. Total, I have created 2 paragraphs. Now refresh the page. Are you getting the 2 paragraphs? This is the first paragraph and second paragraph. Superb. Paragraph is to have subset of lines. Represent as form of a paragraph tag. In such case, please use paragraph. Proceed. Next. I already have shown you how to create the paragraph tag. Super. In HTML, indentation is not important. What do you mean by indentation? For example, second paragraph, I want to write it in some spaces. So I have given some extra spaces. In the second paragraph, I have given some extra spaces. So this extra spaces, will it consider? Do you think the browser will consider? That is called indentation. Indentations are not considered. Even though you write the extra spaces here, it will be ignored by the browser. The point what you have to learn is indentation is not important. Next, I want to show some characters in bold. I want to show some characters in italics. Okay, so can we present the information in bold and italics? Yes. Look at this best example. Look at the best example. This is my HTML body. So what I am showing you, how many tags I have used it. This is the body, end of the body. This is the heading. Welcome to COVID information site. Heading H1 is shown bigger. This is the paragraph. The next lines I want to show it in one paragraph. This is the beginning paragraph. This is the ending paragraph. Okay, finally save it and refresh the browser. Yes, I got the information. This is the COVID information site, and this is my second paragraph. One paragraph. This is heading. This is the paragraph. Now, I want to show some numbers as bold. I want to show some content as italics. I want to show this date, 6th April 2020 as bold characters. I want to show it as bold. For bold, we have bold tag. B tag stands for bold tag. For bold, okay? So 6th April, I want to show it on bold. So go to HTML page. This is beginning of the B stands for bold, and this is the ending of the bold tag. Beginning of the bold, ending of the bold. Refresh. Now, participants, have you observed now the 6th April is shown as bold? Clear? Perfect. So you are able to see it on the board. Similarly, I want to show this particular value, 6 lakhs, these many number of deaths. This particular number, I want to show it in italics. If you want to show it on italics, why, like how B stands for bold tag? Participants? I stands for italics tag. So I go to my HTML page, and this particular number of deaths, 68 lakhs. I want to emphasize with italics, and this is end of italics. Save it. Refresh. Now can you see the number is shown in italics? Okay. So B tag for bold, I tag for italics. Now, participants, now, as per the latest versions, B and italics are outdated. B is replaced with strong tag. B is replaced with the strong tag. So wherever B is used, please use strong. And this is ending of the strong tag. Okay, and then I is replaced with italics is replaced with EM, stands for emphasis. So please use EM stands for emphasis. Now you get the same result. Get the same result. So where is end of emphasis? This is bold, and this is emphasis is for italics. Okay. So instead of B and I, strong and emphasis is preferred now. Any questions? Any questions? So all this you have to practice. HTML is easy. At the same time, you have to practice. So we have learned about tags. Now we are moving with list. Now we are moving with list. How to create list in HTML, which is very frequently used. Do not underestimate any topic because it is simple. Do not underestimate, not only this day, for the entire course, do not underestimate any topic because it is simple. Okay, list is important, very frequently used. How to embed an image is important. How to use attributes is very, very important. It has a dependencies. Whatever we are learning now will be dependencies in the next coming classes. Now coming to list. Look at this. If you want to show some information as form of a list, list is something like list of items, right? You want to project some information. In such case, we have a list. We have to use HTML list. In HTML, there are two types of lists, my dear friends. One is ordered list, the other one is unordered list. Everything is important. You are not You cannot ignore any part. Ordered list. OL is the tag for ordered list. Very meaningful, easy to remember. OL stands for ordered list. Okay, so this is the beginning of the ordered list and this is the ending of the ordered list. List is list of items. I want to project this list of items as first item: laptop, desktop, printer, and headphones. These are the list items. List items, you have to mention it in LI tag. This is the ordered list. Inside the ordered list, your items, you have to mention it in LI tag. How many items I'm mentioning? 4 items I'm mentioning. 4 items I'm mentioning. So this is how you have to create a list. What list I'm creating? OL stands for ordered list. How the ordered list will be displayed, I'll show you. So go to the HTML page. This is the COVID information site. This is the heading tag. This is the paragraph tag. Let it be there. After the paragraph tag, I'll be including this ordered list. Go to hello.html. This is the end of the paragraph. After paragraph, I am creating ordered list. The impact of it, can you see this is the ordered list? My dear friends, please respond in the chat box. Have you able to get the list of items? Yes, we have got able to see the ordered list. What is the new important point of observation? The new important point of observation is that interesting thing is that you are having numbers. In the ordered list, have you mentioned the numbers in the HTML code? My dear friends, please, have you mentioned anything in the HTML code? You have not mentioned the numbers in the HTML code. This is called ordered list. Numbering will be done automatically. I have not given any numbering in the HTML code. Did I give any numbering? No. The moment you have mentioned ordered list, the numbering will be displayed. So ordered list for automatic if you want the numbers to be displayed. There is second type of list called as unordered list. If you don't want numbers, you want some bulleted points. In such case, you have to go for unordered list. The only change of unordered list, OL stands for ordered list, UL stands for unordered list. I want to convert this ordered list. Participants, I want to convert this ordered list into unordered list. So I'm writing UL and this is the end of the UL. Finally, save it. Yes, refresh the page. Are you able to get unordered list? Yes. What the difference is in ordered list? My difference. The difference is in the ordered list, you will have numbering. In the unordered list, you will have some bulleted points. But you now know how to create a list in the HTML page. By using the list, by using the list, you can create it, and those items you have to place it in the list item tag. Perfect. Nested list. By looking at a name, you can easily understand. Creating a list inside another list. Creating a list inside another list. For example, inside headphones, I deal with 3 types of headphones. For example, Sony headphones or Sennheiser headphones, and for example, Microsoft headphones. So I want to have 3 more lists. This is a list. These are one more. This is again a list. This is again a list, which you have it inside another list. You want to have the inner list here. So this creating a list inside another list is called as inner list. How to create an inner list? Please observe. Observe the code. This is the beginning of the list. This is the end of the list. Okay, ordered list. That means numbering will be there. First number is laptop. Second number is desktop. Third number is printer. And number 4 will be headphones because it is ordered list. Inside headphones, I have created one more list. Below headphones, I have created one more list. So I have created a list inside another list. This is called as inner list. This is called as parent list. Okay. So how it looks like. How it looks like. Let's have a look at it. Save it. Refresh. Observe, my dear friends. Do we have a list here? Correct. This list is inside another list. So creating a list, the outermost list is ordered list. The innermost list is unordered list. So this kind of way you have to create list inside list. When you create a list inside a list, this is called as nested listing. Am I clear? Next. I want to place an image in the HTML page. I want to place an image in the HTML page. These are all text. I want to place an image. Yes. How to embed image inside HTML? We have a talk called IMG tag, stands for image tag. Okay, so we have an image tag exclusively, which is used for dealing with images. The image tag is having two attributes. One is source attribute, the other one is ALT, stands for alternate attribute. This is the first time I'm using a term called attributes. Till now, I have never used any term called attribute. This is the first time I'm using a term called attributes. Till now, what we know is HTML tags. Okay, so till now what we know is HTML tag. Sunil, this is a body tag, this is a heading tag, this is another list. Are there any attributes? There are no attributes. I'm introducing the attribute for the first time. Look at this. Image tag. This is the image tag. Okay. So don't think that like how we have HTML title as the beginning tag and then end of the title and heading, like image is also having one beginning tag and one ending tag. Please don't think that. So whatever inside the image tag, if you copy the image, you cannot copy the image in the text file, right? So image, you have to mention SRC, stands for source. This is called as attribute. How to write attributes? Tag name, you have to give some additional spacing. After the space, you have to mention the attribute name. The attribute what I'm mentioning is SRC, stands for source. What image I want to display? I want to display tree.jpg. Okay, so first I should have tree.jpg. First I have to have tree.jpg. Let me download this tree.jpg. Save image as, where I'm saving, very important point. It is JPG file where I'm saving my image in the same location where the HTML page is available. Where is my HTML page available? My HTML page is available in D drive. The name of the folder is, I think, 11am examples. The name of the file is, go for all files. The name of the file is hello.html. In the same location, I'm saving it as tree.jpeg. JP, I think it is not JPG, it is JPEG. Okay, so let me include this image tag below the list of my HTML code. This is the end of the list. Before end of the body, I am writing an image tag. I'm clearly mentioning that I want to render, I want to show the image, and the image is tree.jpg. It is already available in my system. So it picks up the tree.jpg and the image will be displayed after the unordered list. I have saved my hello.html. Let me refresh this hello.html. My dear participants, are you able to get the image in the HTML file? Yes. My dear friends, slowly we are building an HTML page. My dear friends, slowly we are building an HTML page. It's very important observation. Image is a normal tag. Don't think there's a beginning tag and an ending tag. Don't think there's a beginning tag. Don't think there's a beginning tag and an ending tag. So there's only one tag where you have mentioned the source. Source, what is source? Source is an attribute. Now, because of some reason, if the image is not displayed, because of some reason, image is not displayed, the reason could be file is corrupted or file is lost. For example, tree.jpg is lost. deleted. Now when I click on refresh, do you think the page is displayed? No. Have you observed sometimes you'll find this kind of when you're opening some websites, you'll find this kind of information. So end user who is looking at this, they'll not understand what is this. Actually, this is a missing image icon. So when the image is missing, I want to write something like as tree. I want to write a text like tree. That is called alternate text. Because of some reason, if the image is not displayed, at least an alternate text should be displayed. That is possible by using alternate attribute. That is possible by using alternate attribute. So I'm writing alternate attribute as tree photo. Go to HTML. So I'm using one more attribute. The total how many attributes I'm using? Participants total how many attributes I'm using? Image tag. Tag is only one. In the image tag, there are two attributes. One is source attribute. The other one is alternate attribute. What is the purpose of the alternate attribute? If the tree.jpg is not available, then whatever you write it in the alternate text, that will be shown to the end user. Now, as you know, the tree.jpg is not available. And now the alternate text tree photo will be shown. So when the image is not available, then the alternate text is shown. If the image is available, assuming the image is available, let's say, where is it? It is in recycle bin, right? We have deleted it. Where it is the recycle bin. tree.jpg. I want to restore it. Now the file is available back in the same location, tree.jpg. As the image is now available, alternate text will not be displayed. Let's go to the, not this one. As now the image is available, the alternate text is not displayed. Actual image is displayed. When the alternate text is displayed, participants, alternate text is displayed only when image is not found, then this will be displayed. Otherwise, this will not be displayed. So the point what I want to tell you that tags will have, participants, tags will have attributes. How many attributes we are having? Two attributes. One is source attribute, the other one is alternate attribute. Perfect. This is about image tag. This is about image tag. Perfect. So we also have learned how can we use attributes in a particular tag. My dear friends, am I clear in explaining you the start of HTML? So we have covered many points of HTML. My dear friends, HTMLs are nothing but markup pages, which is used for building web applications. Every HTML page is saved with extension .html. Every HTML page will be saved with extension .html. Okay. So HTML is collection of HTML tags. We have learned a lot of tags close to head tag, HTML tag, head tag, body tag, title tag, heading tag, paragraph tag, bold, italics, emphasize, strong, image tag. My dear friends, we have discussed all this. Spend some time. We are still in day 2. Spend some time about dealing with HTML. In tomorrow, we will discuss more about HTML. We'll getting into more concepts of HTML, how to create forms, how to create HTML tables. We'll play around HTML in tomorrow's session again. Any questions? Any questions on the concepts what we have discussed? I hope you have enjoyed the session. See you tomorrow where we'll continue learning on HTML. Have a good time. Thank you very much.